Can we just talk about that for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Phones in clubs. Massive subject, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, whenever anyone posts a video and everyone's got their phones out, look at that crew, you know. Like
Did you see that Keinemusik
I did.
viral video?
I did. But,
where
you know,
nobody was moving and it was just that kind of moment.
I find that sad.
I find it sad as well. Because I like their music a lot and I like the guys a lot as well.
But two things. It's like, if you don't want people to get their phones out, stop putting the DJ on a huge stage with a huge LED screen behind them. So it's a show. You know, if you go and see Afterlife or Eric Prydz and whatever, and there's a hologram reaching out to the crowd and whatever, you're encouraging people to get their phones out. And they're there for the show. They're not necessarily there to dance.
It becomes more like a concert almost,
going back to the David Guetta thing, it's like it's not a DJ set. You're not there to dance. Stop playing all your hits one after the other, because the kids are there. They've paid £50, £70 to hear you play your biggest record, and they want to have a memento of that, and they want to tell their friends they're there. So if you're going to play your hit records, the kids are going to get their phones out. I think the problem with phones is initially I was a huge supporter of people getting their phones out for moments during a night. It would be a big moment. You'd see all the phones come out. They would share it. That was great marketing and great awareness. But then what I think happened with certain DJs, they started to play for people to get their phones out. So they changed the way they were playing. And I remember vividly playing a set where the DJ before me literally played every house music classic and edit, because all they wanted the people to do was to get their phones out and for them to share it on social media. And I stood there and I was just like, what can I do now? I literally had to just almost like press reset.
That's the only thing you can do.
Because one, they played every house classic and whatever, so I couldn't then play the same records again. And two, that's not really what I was about. And so, but that was the first time I noticed that a DJ had, because they never used to play like that. They would always phone me up and say, I'm playing the weekend. Have you got anything new for me? What's something coming? I want to be up front. I want to introduce people to new music, not just to play them what they already know, so that they can get their phones out and whatever. So at that point, I noticed that DJs had started to change their approach to their sets,
and pandering to that,
to that, and it's a thing now. Kids are. I don't think you're going to persuade them not to get their phones out, especially the younger kids.
That sort of viral video that went viral for kind of the wrong reasons, at the Keinemusik gig where everybody had their phones out and nobody's moving, that was, for me, I felt very sad when I saw that, because I think they make great music. I think they are real artists. I think they play very long sets as well.
They do.
Which is conducive to people losing themselves in the music and dancing.
Can I say something about that moment as well? Yeah. That club was so oversold that people could not dance. Anyway. The only thing they could do was get their phones out.
You're so right. That's it.
It's like, and I get it, and I'm not criticising. Well, maybe I am criticising the club.
I am criticising that. Like, sometimes you get too high and you're just like, what the hell, it's like sardines in there. And it's like, can you maybe let in a couple of hundred people in less and people can actually dance, So,
Ibiza has a new club next year, Universe, which is a big club,
Is it the old Privilege?
It's the old Privilege, 8,000 people. Now, that actually may be a good thing.
Plenty of space.
If it spreads 8,000 people out of the other clubs into that space, so that people do have room to breathe and dance and enjoy, maybe you'll see a different reaction on the dance floor. So when people are playing their music. And I get, Ibiza is, it's become like Vegas. It's the biggest clubs, the biggest DJs,
There's a part of me that really likes that, because it's like, this is where our industry shows like what they can do to the highest level, but at the same time, I guess it kind of takes away from having genuine club moments where it's not about facing the stage, it's about dancing with a girl or a guy, and losing yourself in a moment, and I haven't felt like that in Ibiza for a long time.
Yeah.
The most I feel like that in Ibiza is at DC-10, because there is no obviously they got the backstage, but there is no cordoned off VIP section. Obviously, like DC-10, they ram people in there as well, but at least it doesn't have this sort of tier system of people being separated by how much money they pay.
Yeah, and also the other thing about social media in the respect of phones is that when a DJ plays their big record, the phones come out.
Yeah.
They may not have been out for 40 minutes before that, but the big record comes on and everyone in unison. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the night was like that.
Which I guess the Keinemusik video was probably a case of that as well, because it was their biggest record.
They're playing Move, yeah?
Yeah.
So the biggest record of the summer.
Exactly.
In Ibiza.
Yeah,
so
yeah.